and I'm on YouTube. And I think I have a good chance of being able to see people on Facebook tonight. So hello, everyone. Let me swipe this. Trying to figure out this Facebook setting. Hello, it's Monday night. Where is everybody? It's Monday. It's what we're supposed to be doing Monday night. If this is your first time tuning in, I always hate the beginning of these. I always feel like, hello, who's there? I feel I'm annoying myself. But if this is your first time tuning in, be sure to just say hello in the chat. Give me a thumbs up because that's apparently cool. And let me know where you're tuning in from. So Facebook, I can see your comments now. This is kind of exciting. We moved the camera or the phone a little closer and I'm able to actually see. So we'll see how I go back and forth with you guys. I'll give you guys a few minutes to get on. Hello, Kim and Robin and Mikkel and Tyler. I know it's not Tyler though. Marianne, Pigpen Lou. Please explain your name. Pigpen Lou. Because if anyone called me Pigpen Deborah, I'd kill them. I'd cut a, you know what. Christina, hello, Carol. Hello, Annette on Long Island. Hello, Mary Claire, New Jersey. Mary Claire, it's your first time. Let me know how you heard about it, how you heard about this. Hey, Liz. Oh, my God. Where have you been? This is exciting. Hello, Tom. Hello, Nicole. Oh, I'm excited. I can actually see the Facebook people. Hello, Laura, Rose. Oh my God, Helen is talking about my fire tonight. I'll give you guys a few more minutes and then we'll discuss the fire. You're on Long Island. Hello, Kyle. One more massage to go. Kyle's a massage therapist. It doesn't mean that she has one more massage to receive. She has one more to give. Let's see. Hello, Kathy and Maria. And let's see. Hello, Debbie from Saratoga. Hello, Grace. Oh, so exciting. Hello, Amber. All the coaching people are popping on. It's Monday night. Barbara, you've seen me in person. Very cool. I have a cool, exciting announcement to make. And then I'll talk about the fire that we had. Minor fire that we had tonight. Little snafu with dinner. Whatever. I'm not in culinary. I didn't go to culinary, you guys. But I have two galleries. Well, I have many galleries coming up. But I have one on this Wednesday, and there's a few seats left for that. That's a virtual online gallery, so you get to attend from the comfort of your own home. Hey, John, good to see you. It's been a long time. So, yeah, virtual gallery, comfort of your own living room, couch, or bedroom on Wednesday night. And I limit those usually 25 people I limit them to because it's weird on social media, or Zoom, I should say. So that's Wednesday night. There are still tickets available for that. And get this. You guys ready in the middle of a global pandemic? Because we're apparently still in it, even though it doesn't feel like it, but it does. It's kind of like we're in that weird pretending life is back to normal, but it's totally not. Yeah, we're there. But I have an outdoor gallery coming up. An actual in-person. I'll see people and you'll be in front of me outside at a local golf course. I think we set the date, but I'm afraid now to say it before I get the final details. So over the next 2 or 3 days, I'll be announcing that on Facebook. And if you're on my mailing list, I'll be announcing that. But I'm excited. It's socially distanced. Everyone will have it's outdoors. So you'll have air and space. So I'm actually super excited. And this is a new venue for me. This is a new place because I'm tired of, and I'm shocked that I'm saying this because I like my hermit life, living in my house in my cave. I'm totally fine with that. But I'm getting a little too fine with that. So being that I'm too fine with that, I was like, ooh, Michelle, we need I need to see people, like real people. I need to actually do that again because I'm kind of, So yeah, that's coming up in September when it's a little cooler outside. Some golf course in Orange County, I guess I could say that. We're small, like no, it's not a par 3. I don't think it's a par 3. I used to play there, like let me hold the phone. I didn't play golf. I wasn't a golfer, but I have golfed at this place before. Let's put that. All right, I drove the cart. And I carried, an iron with me, and I swung, and I don't remember from there. So that's coming in September. So that's super and totally exciting for me. So hopefully those of you in the area are open to going out and seeing people. And if you don't want to see people, the cool thing is it's like, oh, sorry, I'd love to talk to you, but 6 feet distance, back up. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds. Like you can be together, but like not, right? So that's coming in September. Actually, I didn't even mention that to Greg yet. So he's hearing this for the first time. It's hot off the presses. Thank you, Robin. Thank you. I know lots of open spaces in North Carolina and the beach. Trust me, this is the first year I have not gone to the beach. And I'm just totally mad at myself for not just nailing myself down to go. I don't know. And now it's like back to school, which I'm kind of dreading, but I'll save my negativity for later. Hello, Renee in California. Hello. Oh, not in Orange County, California. No, that's the cool Orange County. Sorry, Orange County. I live in Orange County, New York. It's fine, but it's not the cool Orange County in California. Sorry, Renee. I wish that would be fun because I miss my dad. I miss going out there. I miss that the kids, like, usually I send them out to California for a week every summer or more, and we didn't get to do that this year because we're trying to protect him. So I know you're saying we're the cool ones. I don't know. Orange County, California is kind of pretty cool. Eventually we'll be back out there. Hello, Donna, saying hi from the beach. The summer flew by. It sure did. So let me talk about my fire. Dinner. So here's how my day goes. I enjoy my day. I like being home. I like working from home. I see people on here that I may or may not have spoken to today. And I love what I do. I love my work. Love my opportunity. I'm very lucky, right? But after I'm done with sessions, I'm a little like, ooh, I need to just sit, and all that energy and all those thoughts and all that is like with me. So I just kind of like unplug. So I was unplugging, and I decided to sit on my deck outside, and I was like, oh, I've got this to do. I've got that to do. And then my 15-year-old Christopher is home all summer, and he's bored and he's restless, as he should be. But he's weighing on my brain, right? So like, it's kind of upsetting because I'm like, oh, he's bored. But I'm like, oh, I'm not bored. I got a shit ton of stuff to do. I'm not bored. And I will never be bored in my life because I just always find more stuff to do. So I'm back. Let's go to the mall. And I'm like, oh God, kill me. I can't go to the mall. I can't. What are we going to go to the mall for? Just like walk around in zombies with a mask. Get there hot, blah, blah, blah. So then I'm feeling guilty mother syndrome. I'm like, I'll go swimming in the pool with you. And he's like, no. I'm like, all right, it's hot. That sounded fun to me. It's not fun to go in the pool with your mother when you're 15, but whatever. I thought I was fun in the pool. So I'm feeling guilty and I'm not getting anything done. And now I'm like, oh, I should have just gone to the mall with him because I'm not getting anything done anyway. All of a sudden around comes about 4 o'clock now. And I'm like, okay, well, I really do have to clean off this pile of papers that I have on my office desk all summer. So I'm like, I'm going to do that so I could feel like I got something done. I started that. I don't know if you guys know, but I have a little ADHD or ADD. So I started that and I'm like, oh, you know what? It's getting close to Greg coming home. And he's always hungry. And I'm like, oh, I'm not doing anything else. I'm not getting anything else done. So I might as well start making dinner for him because he's going to be hungry. And I haven't been making dinner. That's a great idea. So making dinner tonight for me there's some things I can cook. I have learned some things, but I don't enjoy it. I only enjoy it when I want to do it. I digress. Am I boring you? I feel like I'm boring you guys. I hope I'm not boring you. But anyway, I'm going to bore you. So I'm making dinner, and then I'm like, dinner was those. Some of you are going to be like, that is not dinner, Deborah Hanlon. It's dinner in my life. You know those like frozen chicken that they have like broccoli and cheese, cordon bleu, but it's broccoli and cheese stuffed inside, and they're like frozen. Then you throw them in the toaster oven. I do. And so I was like, I'm throwing that in the toaster oven. I'm making broccoli and brown rice. And I'm like, voila, dinner. Nobody complained, and they don't complain. So I'm throwing that in. I'm going into the office, and I'm like, ooh, I better come back out, check the broccoli. And then I realized we have all these little tiny potatoes we haven't used, and we haven't cut them up. And if I don't use them, follow me here, you guys. If I don't use them, they're going to go bad. So I'm like, I might as well just cut them up and throw them in the oven. So I'm cutting them up, and I'm like, what's that? Now I see flame in the toaster oven. Like, looks like a flame. And I'm like, oh, shoot, that's a little flame. The other day I had a thought. I wonder if the boys know that if a toaster oven ever goes on fire, they can't throw water on it. It was one of those random thoughts. I'm like, I better tell them, don't ever throw water on fire, on an electrical fire, or that, you guys know. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to tell them that, but I'm going to tell them, like, if there should ever be a fire in this toaster, I'm not kidding. That was like last Friday, Thursday or Friday, I had this thought. If there's ever a fire, we should have baking soda. So I looked, and I was like, yes, we do. So just in case, I'm going to let them know that if this toaster ever goes on fire, take the baking soda on it. I never told them that. I forgot to tell them that. And there's a fire, but at first it was little. So I went, I blew on it. Didn't do anything, kind of spread, like it says, it spreads. But then I blew on it again, like, I think I could probably get this out. And I couldn't. Now the flames are really coming out. And I'm like, whoa, baking soda. I know it's here. Look at that. But now I can't open the thing again. So I have to go over here to get the oven mitts. I go over here, and by the time I turn, I'm like, oh, I have a fire in my kitchen right now. I'm like, okay, fire alarm's going off. Now everyone in my house ignores our fire alarms because they may or may not go off often when I'm cooking. It might kind of be a thing, right? I made a sandwich once, I'm not kidding, in the toaster, and it went off. But anyway, so they're ignoring it. I'm like, oh my God, we really do have a fire though this time. So I'm trying to pour the baking soda in, trying to open the door. I can't get it in. I'm like throwing it like this, not getting in. So I have to tip up the baking thing. I'm pushing the coffee pot out of the way. I'm unplugging it from the wall, thinking maybe I can carry it out and just throw it on the lawn. Finally, I just dump all the baking soda. I'm screaming, Chris, it's an actual fire. Get out of the house. Get out of the house. Yeah, so he just came down really calm, cool, collected, because the fire alarm is a regular thing in the house, and our fire alarm goes, fire, fire, fire. It's not scary. So by the time he came down, it was out. And here's the really saddest part of this whole story. Okay. You married a chef. See? That's what I need. My son, Chris, he loves to cook. And I think I'm putting him on dinner detail now because it's like, I can't do it. I don't want to do it. I'll do it when I want to do it. But here's the saddest part of the story. And you dog lovers, you're going to die. You're going to throw up about this. So I'm shaking. So I'm like, oh my God, we lit like flames. I'm not talking like it became flames. I look at the dog's baker's like, whoa, this is fun. There's a lot of stuff going on. Bailey is shaking. Her back legs couldn't move. She was shaking so badly, you guys. It was honestly, when I realized, okay, the house is not on fire, I'm shaking and I'm talking to Chris like, oh, that was scary. And then we look at Bailey and she is trying to go to the front door, as you should in a fire. I think she was trying to tell us, like, can we get out of the house? Hello? Shaking, trembling. So I'm like, oh my gosh, she just wants to get out. I'm like, it's okay, Bailey, it's okay, it's okay, everything's okay. But she just clearly wants to get out of the house. I'm like, she needs to like get out of the house to calm down. So I open the door, Greg's in the driveway, and I'm like, welcome home. Welcome home. Just gonna make dinner. And yet we had a fire. The dog is traumatized. I'm shaking. And there's baking soda all over the kitchen. I posted it on Instagram. So be sure to go look at that. So I know. I feel so sad for Bailey. She's okay now. Baker was like, seems fun. Mom's yelling. Chris is running down. It was the saddest thing ever. Your dad called the smoke detector the dinner bell. Oh my God, Melanie, I love that. Oh, so that was, oh, so wait, I didn't even mention this to you, Greg. Like, I give Greg a lot of props on social media, and then I go upstairs and I'm like, oh, you live here? What's going on? You're here? Whatever. But the cool thing about Greg, I'll give him this. Mind you, I dumped baking soda in the toaster oven all over everything. And I'm like, dinner's, we're having broccoli and rice now, maybe some potatoes, which I'd never finished doing. But he literally took the chicken things out of the toaster, which some of you said you love them, and you were my spirit animals, because I'm embarrassed to say that we cook those, but I love them too. And it is like, boop, quick, easy meal. Everybody likes it. You know what he did? This is why till death do us part, Greg. He took it out and he blew on it. Baking soda. He goes, these are still good. We can still eat these. And I was like, great. I'm happy. You guys are going to still eat them. So they ate them. They just kind of dusted off the baking soda. I don't know. I didn't have one. I was like, I'm good. I'm just going to have a gallon of wine. I'm going to do that for dinner tonight now. So I know. So that was my Monday night. And I couldn't make this shit up if I tried, but the moral of the story is just to bring it back down around why you're even watching is because I'm this like intuitive woman who, good thing I knew that baking soda was there, because my house, oh my God, who knows what would happen. So yeah, yep. That was Monday night. But those chicken things are tasty. See, you make them. Ooh, Carolyn says she makes them too, but her own homemade. Oh, no. I didn't even know you could make them homemade. They come in a frozen package, and it's 40 minutes in the toaster oven that we no longer have. So the kids ate them, yes. Greg, Chris ate them. And then Jack, I'm assuming when he came home, also ate them. So, you know what? And Jen, thank you. I would have eaten them too. I just had only made 3 because here's another little intuitive hint of the story. I was not feeling like I wanted one. Now I know why. Because I do love them, but now I know why. I don't think I like them with baking soda poured all over them. I'd like them with a little hot sauce. Ask your husband if would he like roll over, like die if you served that as a chef. My God. So that was Monday night. Kim is saying, when I have those days, I say I got on the struggle bus and it wouldn't stop to let me off. Yeah. You know what it was? I should have stuck to my plan. That's what I have to boil down. I had an anxious morning. My son texted me last night. I was already sleeping. And I wake up to this text at 5:45. Mom, today's the first day of SUNY school, online, college. Mom, I got dropped from all my classes because the bill's not paid. So I see that at 5:45, and I'm going to throw up, right? I am going to throw up. And I paid the bill, by the way. And I'm like, okay, we can handle it. It's only 5:45. What time is it? I start the emails, I start leaving a message. I'm like, should I put a post on Facebook? Who the hell works at SUNY that I can talk to? Oh my God, get my son back in the classes. And I'm having a meltdown over this. I'm setting my alarm, 8:01. I'm calling the office, and we got to get this handled right away. Nobody answers. I'm calling my son, Jack, like, you need to wake up because we need to figure this out. Texting him, calling him. He's not answering. Now I'm getting a little pissed. Like, learn responsibility, would you? He texts me, Mom, I can't talk. I'm on the phone. It's 8:01. I'm like, with who? The college. I'm trying to sort out my classes. I was like, oh my God. It's the most precious moment of my life. You actually are taking care of your own shit. As you should. But you're doing it. 8 a.m., bright and early, woke himself up, got it handled. By the time I came down to his room, he was like, nah, I just couldn't register for nutrition, so he registered for something else. Smooth as a cucumber. I'm a mess. I'm shaking, thinking, oh my God. But yeah, so that's how we started. That is how we started our day. My sessions went well, thank you, God. And then my afternoon. And then after that, I was like, let me take a bath before YouTube. So I took a bath from like 7 to now. And that was good. I'm better now. So how is your Monday night? How are all of you doing? What did we end up eating? Yeah, we ate it. Well, they ate it. I had broccoli and rice. You know, those brown rice bags like you boil like in the microwave. Oh, I am a sharp chef. Yeah, I didn't even have time to have coffee. Exactly, Jen. It was that kind of day. Hey, Matt. My God, it's been a long time since I've seen your name pop up here. They used to make microwavable ones. Oh, my God. Jennifer is saying on Facebook, wait, you can make those chicken things homemade? Carolyn, I know. You got to roll them up, but like, yeah, that's not happening in my house. Unless Christopher does it. I need a drink. I'm still shaken, is what James is saying. Perhaps. My son woke me at the same time wondering who the hamster was looking at. Who the hamster? Oh my God. Wait, who is Oh no, that was another story. Never mind. So yeah, I think I just had a very high ADD day. And I just never pulled myself back together, because had I stuck with my original plan of kind of unplugging, doing something with Chris, not thinking about all this other stuff I have to do, if I left the house and just kind of unplugged for a little bit and then came back, yeah. The house would flood between basketballs and Deb in the kitchen. What do you mean the house would flood? Greg, you have to explain that. What do you mean? Unless I missed something up here. Oh, maybe Greg needs to install a sprinkler system. That's not a bad idea, Maria. That is not a bad idea. But then Greg is correct. They would be playing basketball and knock them down. Oh, good, Christine. I'm glad. You saw my post, but me telling the story is way better. Good. So you know how, like, here's the moral of the story. One, trust your gut and intuition. Always follow through. We don't. All of us don't. Although I did look for the baking soda, so that was good. That was an A+. The second moral of the story is just when you think like this stuff doesn't happen to anyone else but you, we need to share that on social media so that we go, oh my God, there's chaos in every house. And there's like, nobody's perfect out there. That's the point of the story, is that this is like, here's what happened on our, while you were just all eating your dinner, I was still shaking. And the poor dog, that was the saddest part of the whole story. I was like, oh, great, I traumatized the dog now on top of everybody else. So yeah. I hate that kind of, I had that kind of week last week, but acupuncture today was exactly the relaxing time. Oh, I love acupuncture. Let's see. Thank you. Glad we're all okay. Me too. I never once thought about like what I need to take out of the house, except for Christopher. I mean, I kept going, Chris, this is a real fire. Get down here. We have to leave the house. He comes down like, what? What's going on? I'm like, we just had fire. It's fine now. We're fine. Everything's fine. What's the big deal? We're good. It's just mommy was cooking. It's dinner time. That's what's happening. So second or fourth or 12th moral of this story is no more. No more cooking. Nope. Just now there's no more toaster. So now there really is no more cooking, because my God, toast and those chicken things are are my staples. Cereal. That's good. Oh my gosh. All right. So how are you guys doing? Where are you at? What's happening? Jennifer's saying I'm getting them at the store tomorrow. Oh my God. My sister-in-law bought me a sign that says I tried to cook dinner but ended up summoning a demon. I need that sign. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. And oh my gosh. Was thinking of you, Miss MD. I was thinking of you actually right before I came on. I'm like, I gotta reach out to her and tell her like I have not been with all cylinders this past few weeks. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Third moral, win lottery, hire chef. Absolutely. Absolutely. I one time, my best friend is a chef also. She's living in the Cayman Islands right now as a private chef. And I will have to like message her and be like, how do you cut a pepper? Like, I don't know how to cut a pepper. And like every time I cut a pepper, I'd send her a picture of it to be like, I am cutting a pepper properly the way you taught me. So that's that. But the point of this is normally your own self-education and self-growth. But tonight, I think I'm just making you all feel better about your lives and how, like, yeah, how shit happens in every life, in every house, and there's chaos going on in every house. And yet, what do we post on social media? It's always like, oh my God, poured myself an amazing drink and I'm drinking it, which is not a bad idea either, but we're not sharing like the real stuff. And I find that to be a problem with social media. Get an air fryer. Okay. My other friend, Laura Daniels, who's a constant cook, because I said a couple weeks ago, I want an air fryer. And she sent me a text and said, by the way, you can have my air fryer because I've used it twice in 5 years. And if she has only used it twice in 5 years, I will use it once and I'll blow it up. And that'll be it. So I don't think I'm going to get an air fryer. Plus, my gosh, you know what we do have? We have that, Greg, what's it called? We call it the Easy Bake Oven. I don't know what it's really called. It's a round circle thing and Greg makes chicken on it. And it's supposed you could take your stuff from frozen and you can put it on there frozen and then it cooks it all the way through. Is it a convection oven? I don't think that's it. We call it the Easy Bake Oven. They'll be like, where should I make this? I'm like, the Easy Bake Oven. I don't use it, though. I don't know how to use that thing. But that's a good one. That seems to be good. It works great for Greg. Oh, my gosh. This is why the Great Spirit gave us takeout. I agree. And now, like, takeout, I love... when we do takeout, we are supporting local businesses now. Like, I am mindful of, like... Hello, we got to support our community with all this food. Take out ice cream, take out whatever. We got to take it all out because we're supporting each other. So I think it's great. You can cook really well, but I burned holes in my mother's kitchen tile floor boiling water. Yeah, that sounds about right. It sounds possible to me. It is a convection oven? New wave oven. The Easy Bake Oven is called the New Wave Oven. It's pretty good, you guys, I think. I don't know. Greg, is it good? You use it. I don't use it. He seems to like it to make chicken. He says, just set it and forget it. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my God. Greg, pick up food on the way home. New Wave. Yeah, see, Krista, you knew. You knew it was the New Wave Oven. Let's see. I made everything in the air fryer. Mini meatloaves in 8 minutes. I love Greg. Michelle is reminding me of something. Greg makes the best meatloaf on the planet. It's like meatloaf season too. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. It's meatloaf season. We're getting there. Heavy, fatty, meaty foods. It's fall. It's what I do. And then in the summer, I have heavy, fatty, meaty foods, but on the grill because it's summer. And in the winter, I have heavy, fatty, meaty foods, and I put them in a crock pot, and then they sit there all day. And then the spring, I don't know what we do in the spring. What do you guys do in the spring? We don't have a spring anymore. Oh my, you still have your real Easy Bake Oven. I wanted an easy bake oven so badly as a child. I didn't get it. That and the Barbie Dream House, I did not get them. And it hurts a little bit inside still. Because everybody else or the Snoopy Snow Cone machine. I wanted that freaking thing. My neighbors had that. And I'm like, this would be so much fun. I'd use it every day. Blue freaking icing, whatever. So, I mean, you guys are not, maybe I should do a cooking segment. Honestly, you guys, I gotta do that. And I'm not going to be fake. I'm going to do the real deal. I'm gonna do a cooking show. I'm gonna think about, I make good hamburgers. I don't feel like making those though, but we gotta do a cooking show. That's gonna be freaking hilarious. You guys are gonna be like, what are you doing? You don't do that. I'm gonna be like, why? So the point of tonight is usually for you to talk to me and ask me things about, life and energy. Someone, I don't know if you're on here, but on the Instagram posts, I took pictures of our oven I posted it on Instagram, which is at I am Deborah Hanlon. And she said, please turn this for more recipes. Contact me for more recipes or something like that. One of those memes. And I'm like, I need to do that. I need to post for more recipes. Or, yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. I think that was pretty funny. Hello, Debbie. Cooking segment, and I ask you guys questions. Carolyn, that is brilliant. How do I cut a pepper? What do I do now? Oh my God, this is great. Well, now, guys, you can start sending me suggestions about what kind of toaster we should get for Total Real, because now we need a toaster. So that's going to be a project this week. Toaster shopping. Greg just posted, do it somewhere else, the cooking show. No, you just have to be home, Greg. And then, of course, when he came home, he's like, you do know there's a fire extinguisher. And I was like, no, I didn't know we had one. Baking soda. That was my plan B was to pick up the fiery toaster because I'm badass like that. I'm a warrior fire goddess. And I was just going to throw it outside the window off the deck and just burn the grass or something. I don't know. That was my plan B. That was it. Yes. Okay. Oh, your microwave is a bread box to keep cookies and treats for my younger kids. I always wanted to be that person that never really used the microwave. No, but the microwave is... Let me tell you guys, here's where my cooking story started, okay? I don't know if my mother's watching, but if she is, buckle up. Our oven was broken from the time I can ever remember as a kid. We didn't even have an oven, right? Which is pretty pathetic and sad and gross, but that was it. And it never dawned on me, I don't think really, why don't you just get it fixed? I don't know. I mean, I know we didn't have that much money, but just get the oven. It's kind of an important thing. But anyway, I digress. So we had a microwave. And one year, oh my God, I hope she's not watching for her sake. But we made a Thanksgiving turkey in a microwave oven, right? This is the origins. This is now my therapy session with all of you. We made a microwave. I don't know how she did it. I was, 15, 16. And it looked amazing. Like the photos, that you see of Thanksgiving turkeys. And we're like, oh my God, this is really amazing, this machine. It's pretty amazing. And then we cut into it, and it was like popping a balloon. It was just the perfect looking exterior shell of a turkey, but it was nuclear inside. We cut into it, and it was like popping a balloon. So yeah, that's the origins of my cooking. Oh, Carolyn said Carolyn, why don't we do a cooking show where you're teaching me how to make chicken cordon bleu? Oh, Lord, this is getting better. Oh, my goodness. Rachel Ray just had a house fire. See, this is crazy. This is not good. Cooking, it's hazardous. Being in public is hazardous. Cooking is hazardous. Oh, Lord. Oh, you guys are loving this. Oh my God. See why I talk to dead people? My early lifestyle was not fun in a lot of ways. No, I'm only kidding. I was very loved. Thank you, God, because I had some pretty scarring moments, like when we cut into the beautiful Thanksgiving turkey and it like exploded like a balloon. Oh my God. It builds character. Builds character. It's the type of character I did not want my children to have, but it built character. You know, I learned disappointment real quick. Like, hey, things might look good, but they're not on the inside. That's where I learned that from. So Greg should be the cook and I do the speaking. Sounds just about right, Greg? So I don't take my stories are hilarious. You know what's sad is that they're all fucking true. That's what's so like, you know, if I read in a book about a woman who spoke to dead people or dead people spoke to her, and then she grew up with no oven and there was a nuclear Thanksgiving turkey from a microwave, I'd be like, this is such fiction. This is so not real. This is ridiculous. So this is real. This is true blue. This is as true as it gets. Oh my gosh. Ooh, Carolyn said, somehow you and me in the kitchen on video. Will there be wine at least or fireball? There will be both. There will be both. We could chase our wine with fireball if I don't create an actual fireball. So, yeah, see why I talk to dead people. In my early childhood, that they were the safe ones. The dead people were the safe people. Oh my God. I am kidding about that. I was very loved by the deceased. So anyway, oh, it's why it's awesome. It's life. It's life. It is life. Sure is, right? It's funny, funny life. Life is so funny. So do you guys have any questions that you want to learn from me with such the strong foundational basis that I grew up in that still is manifesting in ways of chaos in a kitchen? Go ahead, ask me. No, this isn't about personal intuitive questions, though, only because I don't trust myself tonight with my intuition. And if I answer a question for you guys, it's not going to be accurate. It just can't possibly. I am way too like ADD from the day, from the weekend. So questions are normally about anything generalized, anything at all. Anyone who wants something to share. Let anybody have. Talking to dead people is more interesting than cooking. This is true. This is definitely a truth, for sure. Although I will say this is truth. This is not truthful. I think people who can cook are way more amazing and phenomenal creatures than anyone who could communicate with the deceased. Because I don't get it. I don't get, like, Jonna Spilbore's mother taught us how to make meatballs, and I do really great meatballs, right? I really like the meatballs. The kids eat the meatballs. It's Mrs. Spilbore's meatball recipe. It's amazing. I make my own breadcrumbs with it. It's a whole process. It takes forever. But I could do those. I could do sauce. I think somewhere in me I channel an Italian grandmother because I can make good sauce. So, new shirt. Deb's favorite cooking appliance is the telephone. This is true. So, I just don't understand, like, people like, oh, you just throw it together. Throw what together? I know how to steam broccoli now. I used to just boil it. And then Greg was like, you steam it. And I was like, how? How do you steam it? I don't have like a sauna to do that with. And he's like, Deb, you get like a strainer. I'm like, a what? What? What do you mean? And then he's like, you know that thing that collapses in on itself? And I'm like, get out. I did not know what the purpose of that was. So, yeah. There you have it. there you have it. Do I bake? I used to. When I really need to waste time but feel productive, I do find myself making chocolate chip cookies, which also goes back to the fact that as a kid, I didn't have an oven. And so I used to make, here's where our stories come full circle. I used to get the cookie dough and the roll. And if, like, my brother would get it actually, and then we'd eat half of it because nobody was monitoring what we ate. And he would cut it off, and then we would throw some of those in the toaster oven. I'd make fresh home baked cookies in the toaster oven. But don't you believe, this is true, every time I make anything in my oven, cookies in particular, and I put the cookie sheets in my oven, I am so grateful to the universe that I even have an oven, because truly, at the end of the day, when you don't have something, when you've had lack in your life at some point, when you have that filled, you damn well better be grateful for it every minute. So I will say, let's turn this around to a little teaching moment that is true. I am grateful every day for toothpaste. I am grateful every day for soap, for shampoo, for toilet paper, which we all should be since COVID, paper towels, any cleaning materials. I am so grateful for those things because I do remember a time where that we didn't have it, and that really stinks not having it. So truly, all of that is teaching me just total gratitude every day. Grateful for your toothpaste. If you wake up and can be grateful for your toothpaste, it's going to be a good day, even if there is a fire in your kitchen that night. You know, it's all relative. Oh my God. So Melanie is writing, maybe you could read Julia Child and get tips. I didn't bring my phone here down with me, but I kind of put my phone away. When I do feel ADD, I'm like, ooh, I better drop the phone away because there's too many text messages, emails, Facebook, all that stuff. So I put the phone away and I picked it up to check the time, and I see a text from my friend Eileen. I haven't seen her on here tonight, but and she said, something like having a fun night, Julia. So I thought that was hysterical. I'm like laughing out loud. Are you having a good night? So what's for dinner, Julia? Something like that. I have to check it. If she's on here, she could write it. But yeah, I don't know. Oh, you used to teach cake decorating. Stop it. All right. You can't be good at everything, Deborah. Your talents lie elsewhere. Exactly. I am saving some talent for the rest of the universe, because my singing voice is so amazing. And my beach body is like ridiculous. So I'm going to throw a couple cooking bones everyone else's way. That's exactly it. Thank you, Marnie. I mean, Patty. Patty wrote that. Oh my God, Greg has quite the life. Yeah, he does have quite the life. That Greg, that son of a gun. I will say he's pretty like this. He's pretty, like, he's in the driveway. The dogs are running out, shaking. I'm like, oh my God, we just had a fire. He's coming in from work and he's like, is everyone all right? He's like, what? There's a fire? Where's there a fire? I'm like, it's not anymore. I took care of it. Buddy. So everything's under control here. Yeah, but he's like, very calm. Very calm. Whatever. Okay, thank you, Kim. Thank you for posting a question here. This is serious, we're getting serious now. When someone is near the end of the life, can they have a premonition or dream about the future? Does that even make sense? Totally makes sense. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's no point in time that we can't think of a future point in time. So yes, when someone is near end of life, can they have a premonition or dream about the future? Totally. And if that premonition or dream includes them in it, even though they're about to pass, there's still actually there's because there really is no such thing as dying. There's the physical death, physical dying. The soul, spirit, energy never dies. So they are still in the future with us. So if they're seeing themselves 4 days from now in the future, but they died tomorrow, 4 days from now, whatever they saw as it's coming true, they saw it as if they were there because they are still there. So does that make sense? That's a great question. I've never had that one before, but that's a great one. Oh my gosh, days full of humor. Oh, I definitely, that is another thing my parents definitely instilled in us, is a sense of humor, because life is bloody ridiculous. Both my parents have a very good sense of humor. My hubster tells my boys, find yourself a wonderful woman that can cook like your mama because looks fade. Gregory Cuff, if you ever say that to me, I'll kill you. Okay, I'll kill you. If you say that to my sons, all of a sudden they're mine. They're not even yours. I know they're not like physically yours, but I do normally consider them our kids. But if you ever say, well, if he ever said that, he would be totally freaking sarcastic. If you ever find a woman that cooks like your mom, yeah, I'd kill him. Either way, you can't. Don't say that one, Craig. Let's just put it that way. Jamie, that's a beautiful picture. Is that you and your husband? I can't totally see it, but stunning photo of whoever those two people are in your photo. Let's see. When my mom caught a roast on fire, she threw it out the door into the driveway. See, I really like this. This is from Melanie, who said her dad said the fire alarm is the dinner bell. Okay, when my mom caught a roast on fire, she threw it out the door into the driveway, and when Dad came home, it was still burning. So he was stomping it out, and I got in trouble for laughing so hard I was crying. Melanie, these stories are classic because that's next. I guarantee you that's happening in this house. Like, I understand she had to get out of the house because that was my next step with the toaster. And Greg would have been like, I just put out the toaster. I don't know why the toaster's on the freaking lawn, but I'm just going to put it out. A long day of work, but it's fine. That is funny shit. Oh my God. Okay, my mother-in-law said she had seen her brother in the basement a few days before she passed. My mother-in-law said she saw her a few days before she passed. Got it. She hadn't been in the basement, and he had passed years before. Wow, very cool. So that is like, would that be a premonition, or would that? Yeah, that would be a premonition that she was connecting with him beforehand. Kim is writing, the dream did include her, but she said something that no one would know in this moment. So I was freaked out. Yeah, this stuff is so cool. I mean, this is all about like, this is all about quantum energy and how we're existing right now. And the moment we think of the future, that future begins to exist, right? So if we're at some point, well, I won't go there. Anything you think of in the future begins to exist, and it depends on your attention and intention and your daily focus on that particular thing in the future, whether it will actually occur or not. But as soon as you think of something, it enters into what's called the field of potential, meaning it can happen because you thought of it. It's out there, but will it happen? You don't know, because how much attention are you giving to it from this moment until then? Does that make sense? That stuff fascinates me. Maria, if I had a dinner party, which I won't, but name a few people from the past you'd enjoy at your table. Albert Einstein, no doubt, hands down. I think I'd probably call him Daddy. Even though Deepak Chopra is not dead, I'd really like him there. Mother Teresa, for sure. I know you had a cool interaction with her, Maria, that I think of quite often, that you shared that amazing story with me. I like this question. Any like I don't want to, like, I don't mean this in the religious context. Like, I think we talked about like how I have a crush on like Jesus Christ, but I don't mean it from like biblical Jesus. I do believe there was a man who had great wise awareness. So I'd like to meet whoever he was. I'd like to meet him and then marry him. No, Greg, I won't marry him. Greg's like, nope, it's fine. You can totally marry him. It's gonna be fine. If he could turn water into wine, he could turn dinner into actually being cooked. So that might work. Hello, Mike. Oh my God, let me see some of these. I have to think about it. I'll keep adding people to that. Darlene is asking, is a person who is a real shit in life still a shit on the other side? No. This is a great question. No, no, no. Anything that makes us a shit, just to use your terms, I think it's accurate, here in life is attached to being human. So whatever makes us not good people, it's usually because we had experiences that formed us to not be such a nice person. And that's all human stuff. So the human part of us dies. That negativity, that density, the ego, what we think we are, all of that dies with people. And then we get restored to the true pristine perfection, that perfect energy that we are truly inside, the real authentic self with a capital S. That's what is true and real for all of us. And basically, we're all just like these little lanterns inside. It's just pure light. And we just keep wrapping blankets of bullshit around us called life experiences, traumas, dramas, disappointments, sadness, fears, worries, doubts, all that stuff gets cloaked around us and it starts to dull that inner light. And as we die, it's like we're shedding all those blankets and all that stuff that we covered our light with. So all that stuff is our human stuff. So no, they're not. However, especially for my sessions, this is how I read. Not all mediums are the same, but when somebody who was not nice in life comes through, they're going to come through as you knew them, as their human self. Because if you had a person who's a real shit in your life, and I'm bringing them through, and I'm like, gosh, who is Tommy? He is just a love dream. I love him. He's wonderful. What a sweetheart. He's like Gandhi. You would be like, nope, that's not him. That's not his name is Tommy, but that's not him. He was a real shit. So he's gonna come through, and I will say, like, oh, he was tough. He was not nice. He was rough, and I don't normally use the phrase he was a shit. But I might. Maybe I'll start now. But so does that answer that question? So they'll come through as you knew them to be, but they are not still that way on the other side. Another great question. Amber is asking, do you ever go to the grocery shopping and hear spirits talk to you? No, but I probably should start listening to them in the grocery store because they're going to be like, don't buy that because you're not going to cook it and you're going to throw it out. So stop wasting your money. But no, seriously, no, not anymore. In the very beginning, I was so intrigued by this whole thing that I was always aware of, like, who am I hearing? What is that? I could feel if I focused on that person, that cashier, that person online, I could start picking up on stuff on that when I was intrigued. Now I never do. I am never, ever mildly intrigued or even open to receive any information about anyone, partially because I'm not going to walk up to anybody out of the blue and tell them anything. Two, it's a grocery store and I don't belong there. And three, I just want to get in and get out. And four, in my book I mentioned, like one of the last times I ever just said to someone, like, oh, your dad's here. I was in a doctor's office. I was about to get a cortisone shot in my foot. And she had this needle. The nurse had a needle. And I said, yeah, well, I could feel her dad around. And I said, yeah, I know. She started talking about her father who died. And I thought that was a perfect segue to say, I know he died. He's standing right there. And he's mentioning this and that and that and that. And I start to say, like, John Edwards, he like talks to like the deceased. And I kind of do that. And she looked at me and was like, well, then you do the work of the devil, right? And I'm like, look, you're the one with the freaking needle, right? Okay, I'm not. No, that's not what I do. That was the last time that I was like, I'm not going to offer that out anymore. I'm not going to do it. Oh, so good. Thank you, Miss MD. Let's see. My dad tried stirring peanut butter with a hand mixer. It exploded everywhere. Oh, and then tried to sweep it up. Ooh, that's going to be a rough one. Let's see. Gandhi? Yes, Gandhi. Let's see. If a soul is reincarnated, how can they still contact their living folks using an intermediary? I like that word, Miss Maureen. Um, Using an intermediary like you, or can they not? They can. If someone's reincarnated, it's unlikely, not impossible, but unlikely that someone is reincarnating within a generation anyway. So a lot of like studies have been done about this, and I always forget. I think it's 2 or 3 generations that is more typical. So it's not common that someone reincarnates right away. Not impossible, but not common. And how, if someone is reincarnated, like let's say Gandhi, he's passed, so we could connect with him because he's on the other side. But if he's reincarnated, it's his, how do I explain this? Kind of like part of his essence is reincarnated, and yet he's in a new human. He's not Gandhi. He's a new human who once was Gandhi. So it's kind of important. I've had over the years quite a few parents that have kids who have passed, who have come to me thinking that I could summons the energy of their deceased child into a new pregnancy if they were to get pregnant. And it kind of devastates me on so many levels. One, because someone told them that's possible, and then how they got my name attached to that, I never know. Or sometimes I know someone refers me because I need to set them straight that that's not how it works. No one can promise to summons a soul to go into a body. That's the work of God or the universe, not Deborah Hanlon. Even I have my limitations. So, and anyone who tells you otherwise is like, ooh, stay away, it's a little creepy. So it's a new person. The other thing is, I've told those parents that if you were to have a new child, even if it is a reincarnation, because I can't say it's not, I can't say it is, but I can't say it's not because I don't know yet. That's still a new human. It's not the old person, and you can't raise someone as if they were someone else. That's obviously within the same family, but so it's Gandhi's energy in a new body, in a new persona. It doesn't make sense. So if I ask if that makes sense, it makes sense, but then it doesn't. All right, let me see. Oh my gosh, so a deceased father was taking a selfie with deceased friends. No, sister-in-law had a dream of my dad, and he was taking a selfie with the deceased friends. That's so cute. I love that. My mom would always burn toast. She would scrape all the dark burned top off the toast and tell us it's still good. You know what? I burn toast all the time in said toaster. Maybe the problem has been the toaster, you guys. I'm just saying. Maybe. What would my last meal be? Never thought about this. What's coming to mind is really dumb. Everyone should be thinking of this question too. What would your last meal be? So truly the first thing I'm thinking is something digestible, because if I die, and then sometimes when the body like relaxes enough and then people go to the bathroom after they passed because they can't help it, I want it to be something that's like not gross for the person who's got to clean up after me. So I'm okay with like, I don't know, maybe chicken cordon bleu. Yeah, definitely chicken cordon bleu. Frozen chicken cordon bleu would be my last meal. Now, let me just be clear with the universe that does not mean the next time we have it that I choke on it and then it's like, oh, at least she got her wishes. Yeah. So that, I don't know. I don't know that my last meal is important unless I was on like Skid Row and then I'm offered a last meal and I know I'm about to go into like the electric chair or something. I still don't know. Probably Oreos. No, I think I'm going to stick with chicken cordon bleu. It would totally depend on the scenario. I'm going to throw you a dinner party, Deborah. I think it would be a blast to watch you. Do you ever reveal the bad stuff or call people out on their shit? Oh. Any of you who have taken my class, particularly ETA, you answer that question if I call people out on their shit. Go ahead. Ask Greg if I call people out on their shit. Ask my kids. Ask my family if I call people out on their shit. I do. I definitely do. If asked, if you're in my class, I'm not gonna call somebody out on their shit just walking on the street. I don't know. Maybe give me another year deeper into my 40s. I just might, just because I'm 40, but I think that's different. Well, I'm past 40, but whatever. Do I ever reveal the bad stuff? Here's what I think. I don't think any information that comes through is ever to be considered bad, because I feel like information is power, knowledge is power. So anything that comes through is preventable, treatable, something we need to know. They will never tell me when someone's going to pass. I will have no inclination of that whatsoever. I have seen over and over and over and over and over and over and over throughout the years that if they say something medical related, like, hey, get this checked, or don't ignore that, to not ignore that advice because they're trying to make something that does not need to be very serious less serious. So I've seen that happen over the years. So again, that might freak someone out. Like, oh my God, now I have to go to the doctor because I got to get this checked. It's usually because you get it checked and then you get it taken care of, and then it's not a problem. So I wouldn't really call that bad stuff. I don't know what else would be considered bad, other than I tell people that the worst thing I could tell you is if you're in your late 40s and your children are teens and older, the worst thing I could possibly say to someone is, guess what? You're having another baby. You're pregnant. I think that would be the worst thing I could say to somebody. You guys can confirm that. Somebody who does not want to be pregnant. Oh, Carolyn, I love your comment. I was thinking of you all day, all afternoon. Post fire, I was thinking of you after the fire. About that. Princess Diana would be a great dinner guest. Yeah. She would be cool. There's somebody that's annoying me that I can't believe I'm not thinking about. I'd like to talk to my grandparents. I'd like to sit them down and I'd like to go, what in the God's honest fuck were you guys thinking? That's what I'd like to say to both sets, mom and dad's side. I just like to be like, I'm Deb from the future, and I want to know WTF was this. What kind of DNA gene pool mess up happened? Which one of you grandmothers smoked throughout your whole pregnancy or something? So I bet you one of my parents is watching this tonight because they keep coming up. But I would like to sit with them. I would totally like to sit with my grandparents. And people say, well, can't you talk to them? I can, but it's just like I tell all of you, it's harder to connect or think you're connecting with your own people because your own mind gets in the way. I call it the a-hole brain. It gets in the way and you think, oh, am I making this up? Would my grandmother be really upset about XYZ, or would they not care? Blah, blah, blah. So I would like to talk to my 4 grandparents for sure. I only knew one of them. Oh my God, they're talking about fire stories. Carolyn and Patty, you guys are so cute. If you're shedding all that shit and layers around you, is that a life passing before your eyes? This is a fantastic question, Joan. I think I know what you mean. So we're going back to the blanket analogy. If we're shedding it in this lifetime, do you mean? Or do you mean when we pass, is that shedding the life review? Is that how you mean it? So just clarify your question, then I will answer it. Oh, thank you, Marnie. People are complimenting me, and I'm not going to even reread them because I feel like I'm full of myself. I'm full of myself enough, right? Is it possible to be connected By the way, my eyes are getting redder and redder and redder and burning but as time goes on, because it's really hot in this room and I have a little fan over there, but it's blowing in my eyes and they're getting incredibly dry. Let me see if I can. You guys might be able to hear that. Oh, woof. Okay. Just behind the scenes, that's all. I should take a picture of what it looks like down here. Is it possible to be connected into the feeling when loved ones who have passed arrive to the other side? Yes, totally. I've had it happen every day, multiple times a day. When the previous deceased embraces the recently deceased, when they get there, you can feel it. It's a great question. Yes. The answer to that is yes. When basically the newly deceased meets those who have been there a long time. Yes, you can feel it. However, there is how would I explain it? It's not like when you're at the airport and you're waiting for someone to come and you're like, oh my gosh, they're almost getting out of the gate and da da da, and then you like see each other and you hug each other and you're like, oh my God, I'm so happy to see you. You haven't been here for so long. It's not like that, which is how I believe humans imagine it, because that's our frame of reference. That's what it feels like to us when we get reunited with someone we haven't seen in so long. That's not quite the feeling. The feeling is 100,000 times better and more intense. And it's kind of like the whole premise behind The Wizard of Oz. It's when we cross over, we realize, oh my God, you've been here the whole time. Oh my gosh, this is who I really am. Oh my gosh, that human stuff was just human stuff. Like it's indescribable. So it's not like, ooh, that was a long journey and I'm so excited. Let's go get something to eat. It's just like, what? You guys have been here the whole time. It's a remembering that we are already connected on all dimensional levels all at once. So it's indescribable in many ways. It's indescribable. I don't know of any experience in this lifetime, in this dimension, I should say, that could match that. I'll try to think of one that comes close to it, but I can't think of one. So it's so much more intense. Oh, Tom says he'd love to have dinner with George Michael. Isn't that Freedom? That Freedom album was my favorite. I told you my singing skills were amazing. I don't want to make anyone jealous. I'm just seeing this, Alice. Absolutely, your mom, so it's funny, I'm reading that question right after I answered Amber's. Your mom will be 100% remembering who she is and that she's connected. Also, when we cross over too, it's not only are they there and we go, oh my gosh, you've been here the whole time. We recognize that, oh my gosh, there's no such thing as death. I'm with them, the physically alive too, at the same time. So it's not like we're going from one place to another. We finally realize, oh my God, all places exist within me. So I don't know how to describe that. Meditation, we can get closer to it in deeper meditative states. We could get closer to it, but it's still not going to even come close to the intense magnitude of what is actually experienced. Oh, Jessica said, I love when you talk about your books. I said I was going to read my comments of my compliments, but now I am. Because it's my show, you guys. I can do that. I'm in the process of reading it now. I'm hooked. I love that. I had set a goal for myself back in February. This is me not being very intuitive as to what was coming for the world. And I had it. I just looked at it today when I was cleaning off my desk, which is when I got distracted, which is why I had a fire in my house. But anyway, back in February, I sat down and I wrote down all my goals month by month of what I want to happen for the year, which is really funny, considering what really happened in the year. And it said September, have proof of second book written. So clearly I was on crack that day. I was on crack back in February when I thought that I was going to be writing a book all summer. That did not happen. I'm behind on my goal, but I will. I'm starting to formulate the process of another book, but don't ask me when it's coming out because it took me 7 years to write that one. It won't take me 7 to do the next. What is the name of the book? It's right behind me, right here. This like little fancy icon thing right here is called In the Presence of Proof. You can find it on Amazon. Yeah, and it's all about me. No, it's all about the afterlife and my version and my explanation of the afterlife and how you can apply what the deceased know and how we need to apply that knowledge, that intuitive sense, that knowing to our daily life to create a better life and living. It's kind of what my whole coaching program is about as well, which has launched. That was part of the goals back in February, so I wasn't totally on crack. So yeah, it's this book, In the Presence of Proof. When people pass over, do they look the way we remember them, or do they pick how they want to look? 70s or back to the 30s? It varies. I think it might have been George Anderson who said this, but who was another medium. I think he said that most energies go back to their 30s. I don't connect with that, but it's also because of the way I receive information. Age isn't even a thing. It's not even going back to what I said before, like their personality comes through. And so I could tell if somebody was very elderly or if they were young when they passed, or youthful, or old but youthful, or young but ill. You could feel that information. But there's no such thing as age or time on the other side. So the question doesn't really translate to the reality of what it's really like. I guess some people will say too, they come back as they were at their prime, but that's not how my sessions go, because the way I organize my mind to understand how they're related to you, how what their age is, did they pass quickly, all of that stuff, I have it organized in my mind a certain way. And if they went off my script in my head, then I wouldn't understand what they're saying. So in other words, in order to understand if someone's father's passed, I feel energy kind of like I imagine a radar screen around the person I'm talking to, and I will see blips of energy where normally you would see a plane on the radar scene. I'll see a blip of energy, and there's a dad spot, and dad, father-in-law, stepfather, and then sometimes uncle is in that spot. And there's a blip there. So I know, oh, okay, there's a man who's a generation older than them. And then I start tuning into that blip. What was their personality like? How did they pass? I start asking that blip of energy information. So if they came to me as if they were 20, I would think that would be a peer to somebody or a child to someone, depending on their age. So that would confuse me. So there's no such thing as time in my sessions and age in my sessions. That makes sense? Kind of, not really. That's when you have to take my mediumship class, my introduction to mediumship, because I do explain it in that. When you say a soul from our past is watching over fiercely, are they even able to oversee during intimate settings? Bum chicka bum bum. What? The other side is a bunch of pervs. No, here's the rule on that. I usually tell people that I can feel you guys laughing about that. When I feel like any males that are in the listening vicinity of your homes, they're like, yeah, I kind of wanted to know that too. So here's the rule. If they did not watch you in intimate settings here in life, they're not watching you now. So like if your parents passed and they never really watched you, we're all cringing right now, right? If they never watched you in an intimate setting, they're not going to on the other side. If they did, I think you would be so incredibly screwed up, you wouldn't even been able to ask me that question. So I don't even think it's relevant, to even assume that that's happening. Does that make sense? So really, no, they're not like lurking around the corner like going like, oh, I wonder what Carol's up to. Damn, girl. They're not doing that. True story, though. I did used to say that to my ex-husband. I'd be like, can't tonight. Your grandmother's here at the foot of the bed, and it's creeping me out. And I was totally lying. She was not there. I don't know. I was just saying it. It works, though. Oh, let me see. I keep forgetting to check Facebook here. Oh my God, Michelle. Michelle told me you wanted to move my appointment up, and all day I felt like the principal wants to see me. Oh my God. It's so great. Yeah, I felt too much time was going by, and I could feel you. I could feel like, oh my God, I'm trying to be patient. I'm trying to be calm. I'm trying to get this. So I could feel you. So that's why I was like, let me see if we can get her in early. Actually, she only gave me 3 days, I think. I have to look back at her email. But if you, Michelle, can email me, like, what is your whole availability this week, then I could see, because what Michelle sent me originally wasn't working for me, but she didn't send me the whole week. So, yeah, that is hilarious. Michelle is doing my coaching program, and part of her level, we do one-on-one intense sessions. So that'll be fun. Carolyn had hers today. She enjoyed it. The RN assisting during my biopsy told me she did readings on people on the side, and I said my mom was there with me. I felt good about that. Wondered if she knew I was open to it. Ooh, yeah, that is. That's a fine line for me. Because it is so nice when you do hear from someone, but that's a fine line for me as a human being. I don't know if I'd be happy if someone offered that information to me in a medical setting like that. I don't know. I have been asked in a medical setting during a mammogram, actually, to do a reading. And then I've been asked let's just say there's a certain place I'm never returning again for mammogram, because, I've been asked for readings while like squishing's happening, and I'm like, kind of not a good time for me to be asking your loved ones. Not happening. But the other way around, I don't know how I feel. I'd have to think about that. But wondered if she knew you were open to it. It's possible, but then there's also people that don't have that space. Do you know what I mean? That know-how. Like, there is a time and a place, and I'm very conservative with that. You think, this is Greg's great idea, everybody. He thinks that I should have a Thursday night book club and read a chapter live each week in all my spare time. Yeah. Well, since I'm not cooking anymore, I might have some spare time, because you're cooking now every night, and breakfast. Greg makes good eggs. Let's see. Great idea, Greg. Flaming chicken stuffed with broccoli and cheese. Oh, you guys are nice answering Beverly. That's so nice. Who the hell could eat on their way to the electric chair? That is true. I'll make it for you, Deb. Maybe that's why our paths cross. Hopefully not for many, many moons. Yes. Not for a long time. I got work to do. Let's see. You want pizza, pasta, shrimp, lots of wine, Diet Pepsi. The funeral director has seen worse shit than what Mike. Then we'll all let loose. I forgot you grew up in a funeral home. So that is pretty funny. Oh, yeah. Oh my God. I'm going to throw up. Oh, so fun. It's been such a fun Monday. Oh, let's see. You wanted to ask the same thing, Darlene, but now I don't know what same thing you wanted to ask. So did I answer it? Monica is asking, why do we smell smoke or cigarettes or perfume and no one is around us? That is a sign. That is a wink. That is the other side. I have heard that thousands upon thousands of times over the years from readings. Like, when you smell this, that's them. Then when you smell that perfume, when you smell cigarettes, cologne, cigars, sawdust, I've heard. If somebody who used to always work with wood was one. Perfumes, flowers, which I always tell them, like, you got to tell me what flower this is, because they could show me a flower and I'll be like, I don't know what flower name that is. So that is like a wink that they're around. Why? Because you associate that smell with them. That's why. So somebody who never smoked, if you're smelling cigarette smoke around you for no reason, it's like if your mom never smoked, you couldn't say like, "Oh, that's got to be my mom. She's I smell cigarettes." It's always associated with somebody who you knew who smoked or who with associated with that smell. Yes, at a time of your passing and shedding layers of your life in life review. Yes, yes, absolutely. The shedding layers of your life is also kind of like, imagine that our brains are these little supercomputers, because they are supercomputers with emotions programmed in, which is really annoying. But it's like when we pass, it's almost like it goes like the reverse videotape, and we're watching our life go backwards. So in a way, yes, it's shedding those layers. It's one and the same. Yeah. Does that make sense? Carolyn, I couldn't think of who told me about Princess Diana. I did not look at that book yet, but I thought of it like 2 days ago. Like, I got to look that up with the little boy. I do have to look that up because that's fascinating. Hello, Brenda. How are you? Let's see. Tell the squisher they'll get caught in a revolving door. Oh, Martha, you have no idea. I went 50 shades of ape shit. Ask my assistant, Michelle. I had to be, is that when I met the other Michelle? I don't know. I know I had like some sort of interview to do that afternoon. I went for my mammogram in the morning and I had to go to the office and meet my assistant, Michelle, and we were interviewing someone for something. And I got there and I just went ballistic. Yeah, there's more to the story too, but let's see. Brenda, it's been a long time, my friend. Okay. Visitor 2 days, but I told the woman was dead and she freaked, so I apologized, said I was mistaken. She's back soon. Wow. Do people come as the age they were when they passed? That's going back to that question. Does the soul of a deceased person who came through and said to have been reincarnated into a close family follow that person in this dimension? That's a great question. No, I wouldn't say any more or less than the rest, unless there's more, when I say karma, unless there's more attachments, unless there's a deeper storyline there. So not necessarily. You're cracking me up tonight. The sense of humor is important and needed. Good. It is. Humor is the only thing that's going to get us through these times. That's for damn sure, because nothing else is working. Okay, your sons many, many years from now will smell burning food. Anytime they'll hear fire, 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 they're going to be like, oh my God, mom's here. That is pretty hilarious. When my grandmother was dying, someone gave her a rose, and next to her, instead of dying, it produced more buds and grew. Oh my gosh, it was odd to have growth with death. Very cool, very cool, very cool. Although the whole point of my book is actually to show that death is 100% necessary for growth. And humans, we think of it the opposite. This is like really important. We are so afraid of death, which translates into afraid of change, which translates into I'm just going to stay safe. And then we wind up feeling stuck. And then guess what happens? We start kind of emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually atrophying. And what starts to happen is we actually start to die before it's time to actually die. And we live dead. We are literally the living dead. So the only way to change is to drop something, for some part of us to die. The only way we became from our 5-year-old selves to whatever age you are now is because parts of you died along the way to allow space to open up for you to evolve and move forward. It has to happen that way. It doesn't happen just I'm 5 and then I'm 44, although it feels like that's what happened. But death is the critical factor to growth. And that literally is the premise of my book and my being and my life and everything I do, is that we hold so tightly to what we're used to, but that's killing us, literally, like killing our spirit, killing our vision, killing our passion, our soul, our aliveness. We're among the living dead, and we're terrified to make a change. And yet exactly what you don't want to happen by making a change is going to happen if you don't make the change. So if you're afraid, like, oh, I'm afraid to get this new job, but I'm really worried about my finances, and I don't know if I could do this, or I don't know if I could do that. Guess what's going to take a hit if you don't try to propel yourself forward? You're going to totally get screwed with finances, no doubt about it, because the energy, the vibration, the thought process, the resonance of your thoughts and your being are in alignment with being worried about finances. So that's going to play out. But if you make a change, the name of the game is constant change and tweaking and fixing. And it's not every single day, but as soon as you hit a comfort zone where things are kind of like smooth and good, appreciate them smooth and good, but then start saying, am I getting myself stuck in a comfort zone, or am I just appreciating the now, which is incredibly important to appreciate the now and really check in on yourself. Am I appreciating the now? Am I appreciating the now? Oh, I'm loving the now, which is a little different than getting into a comfort zone. It's a fine line there. So that's super important. And I'm glad you even brought that up, Jen, because growth only comes from death. Physical death, emotional death, something else has to fall away for something new to emerge. And that doesn't mean like, in order for a new job to emerge, the other one, you have to lose it, but it's something has to give, a vacuum or a void has to be created in your awareness and consciousness in order for something new to happen. When we make changes and we don't realize this and connect with this, we're staying in fear-based, oh my God, I made the wrong decision. I totally screw it up every time. I never make the right path. Everything I do turns to crap. All that tape starts playing over and over. And guess what we recreate? The same old, same old. So we are patterned, predictable consciousness. And what we all need to do is interrupt our patterns so that we can create new pathways, new ways of living, new ways of thinking, new ways of being. That's why I think COVID has been such a blessing to the entire globe, because it interrupted everybody's systems across the globe. Everybody's systems got interrupted. Your routines got disrupted. That's a damn good thing. We needed that. When it's that rote day in, day out, this is what's going to expect. I don't know how to change. I suck at change. I'm scared of change, or I always screw it up. We're just living that rote tape over and over until we got disrupted. We then chose, do I freak out and go down the fear path with this disruption, or do I pivot and open myself up to new possibilities? And I think most people have vacillated between the two. A little freak out moment followed by, okay, I'm okay. Back to freak out, back to okay, which is better than being stuck. So growth and death are 100%, they're interconnected, they're intertwined. For every new beginning, an old beginning ends, right, Enya? For every new beginning, an old beginning ends. Yeah, right? It's an Enya song. I actually wanted to have the lyrics of this Enya song printed in my book, and every chapter was going to start with a line in the book, but they never gave me permission to use the lyrics, so I couldn't use them in the book, which I was totally bummed about. So, yeah, that's long-winded, right? COVID taught you balance? Absolutely. Yeah. How many of you are starting to see yourself falling back into old patterns, though? How many of you are seeing that? Thank you, Sharon. I'm glad you're here. Like now we're in this weird space of like life is kind of back to normal, but not all of life. We're all kind of, what I'm hearing is a large number of people are kind of enjoying their homes and not having the obligation to go out. Um, I know I'm starting to go, oh my God, I'm worried for my kids. I'm worried not for health reasons, but I'm worried for them socially. I'm worried for them, like they need interaction. They need things to do. And then, yet, then again, they're teenagers, and maybe this is saving them and keeping them away from more distractions and things that are not good for them. I don't know. I don't know. It's one of those weird things, but I think we're in this weird place. So, Sarah, you're saying absolutely. Absolutely to what? Which one did I say? Let's see. Shelly, I can't believe you told him his grandmother was there. Wait, yes, I can. Remembering old-time late-night conversations. Yep. Yes, yes, yes. That's a true story. So yeah, do you guys feel like you're slipping back? Oh, that was my question, wasn't it, Sarah? Slipping back in, and you have to start catching yourself. Yeah, catch yourself of like, remember what works best or worked best for you through this time, and stick with that, whatever that was. Like if you decided, if you went to bed earlier, if you ate better, if you did more walking, if you meditated, if you read, if you spent time outdoors, what did you do during quarantine that contributed to you feeling more balanced or calmer? And where has that shifted? And is it because you had to return to work and life had to return, or is it something you're kind of slipping into? I noticed with myself as I took a lot off of my plate, closed the center. I didn't have to go to a location. I got to hunker down. Good night, Maria. And I wasn't so busy, and that I'm always busy. I don't have 4 seconds of my day that I don't fill with reading, meditating, learning, videos. My guilty pleasures are Trini Woodall. She's another YouTuber woman that I love on Facebook. Talked about Bailey Sarian last time. It's not an inch of my day that it isn't filled. And during quarantine, I just really unplugged completely, and I'm seeing myself overdoing it again and committing to things and doing this, doing that. And I'm like, oop, I gotta pull back. I gotta pull back because I enjoyed pulling back. I think I need 3 more months off. Can't seem to remember the feeling. Yep. I stopped talking to someone and it threw my balance off, but it needed to be done. Now I feel cranky. Yep. I like the word cranky. It threw your balance off, but it needed to be done. And now you feel cranky. Do you feel cranky about like that the whole situation had to happen, whatever happened? Or do you feel cranky because you don't have that person in your life and it's throwing everything off? Let's see. Absolutely to the different paths we took with COVID. Yes. Okay, Sarah. I'm going back a little bit. I began to become busy again, but with spending time with family. Yep. Tom, you're also going what, backwards, like kind of going back to the not so good behaviors that we were involved in because they are still comfortable. It's what we knew. But yeah, I think what really worked for us is we all just were like, ooh, let's calm down. Now we have to find the balance of how do we be with people? I have a friend many friends actually, but I have a friend who's a teacher, works in schools, and she's like, I'm dreading the fact that I have to be around people, because she has to go back into work. She's like, I love what I do, but I don't feel like being with my coworkers. I don't know how to behave. Christopher said, I don't know how I'm going to be social again. Like, how am I going to be in a group of people? I don't even remember being in a group of people. So it's weird transitions. We're all just in this like weird waiting game, right? We're all just like, let's see what happens in November. Like, not even election related. I'm not thinking in that terms. Like when flu season kicks up, like we're all just like, let's see. Let's hope that Sylvia Brown is correct. And when she said, as soon as it comes, it's going to goes. As soon as it comes, it's going to goes. Let's hope she's correct. Rest in peace, Sylvia. Yes. So Jen is saying, yes, it's empty. Yeah. So that void, that empty space that is created, fill it with space, quietness, rest, not fill it with not filling it. So that what can emerge, and kind of told somebody else this today. What can emerge is authentic and softer and calmer energy. Otherwise, you're just going to fill that void that that person has by leaving your life. If you just go to reach for other things to distract you, you're just filling that void with the same energy that person brought. So you might as well either keep that person in your life, which is never good, or just slow down and rest and not fill it with anything right now. So that's important. So it's late, you guys. It's Monday night. People are overrated. Yeah, it's funny. I think interaction. I think people are truly. I agree with you, Jen. But I also think that people at their core, most people are really freaking awesome, really cool. People want to help people for the most part. You've got your few, asshole outliers. People are just not caring of other people, but they're far and few between. In a time of need, most people want to help others. Most. What we have a problem with is actual true communication. We don't share the truth. We're guarded. We're watching, we're careful. I hear so many people in corporate saying, "Oh, Deborah, I'd love to live that life, but I can't do that because I'm at a board meeting and I can't speak up because then I'm going against what everyone else says, so I just keep following suit." That's difficult. That's what needs to change. That being authentic, and respecting authenticity and not this rote systems, this is what expected of us, kind of authoritarian lifestyle that we have that is slowly dismantling. That's what we need. A resurge of authenticity. What's real? Just say it. Say what's real. Nothing. I talked about this in coaching yesterday morning. No thought or emotion is going to be original and never have had felt before or thought of or experienced. It's never been experienced through you, the vehicle. The expression of any thought or emotion is unique because it's coming through you. But we're all the same. We're all the same, right? Everybody always thinks everybody's got grass is greener. Everyone thinks so-and-so doesn't have to worry about anything. That person doesn't have a clue. This one's clueless. That one, doesn't know what it's like to struggle. This one only knows struggle. That one thinks everyone's house is perfect and amazing. This one thinks, oh my God, I'm a total disaster. That's why I love my work, because I meet the authentic you, the real people inside, and that's the person that people get happiest with. So I have no time for bullshit. I have no time for bullshit. So that's our issue. So that's a good note to end it on. Be your authentic selves. Say what you really feel. The people who get you will get you. The people who won't. That's the story of my life. Where that lady with the needle was like, "You do the work for the devil," and I'm like, okay, if that's what you think, sure. Satan pays my paycheck. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. So keep it real, yes, and keep it authentic. Be your true self. Show others that humans are good by being good. And from there, we'll see what else emerges. So have a good night. Have a good week. Don't forget, Wednesday night gallery online. If you are still interested, there's tickets available for that on my website. So have a good night, you guys. Can't wait to get my eyes totally cleared and free from the blowing air. Have a good night. Bye.